Okay. All right. Uh. Oh, hold on. Okay. There we go. Um. Okay. There we actually go. Good morning, salutations. I hope everybody's doing well. I want to starting the streams with like some kind of chat of some sort, and I really like that was the original idea. So let's get started with that today. Let's talk about the wrestling of the. Let's start. I think for me and my watching patterns, genuinely, um, it only makes sense to put wrestling on or talk about wrestling on Mondays, mainly because one, I watch Raw on like the weekends. Like that's how long it takes me to watch Raw. AEW is like a mixed bag. I'll watch that like randomly throughout the week. SmackDown is a crapshoot at best. I don't watch. I do not watch NXT. I will totally watch AAA, and I started watching CMLL this week. I'm not caught up on anything New Japan related at all. At one day maybe, but right now New Japan is there's just not really anything that's grabbing me. And it's not like a gaijin problem, which I've seen that argument made by like people in the West. I don't think it's that. I think like there's not really anybody that I'm like really gravitated towards other than like I don't know, Shingo Takagi, and he apparently has some like shitty politics, so whatever. That's New Japan. CMLL, the big reason I started watching is, and it's a weird reason because it's the only time that I've been like, oh, this technology has like a use. It's not perfect, but the subtitling on YouTube, the AI translation is okay. Like I get an idea of like what's being said, what's being discussed on that show, even though I'm not speaking Spanish. And that's been my biggest issue with liking into CMLL because I've been very curious about that world in general. And a lot of the stuff I've been aware of has been AAA, mostly because I think AAA has done a much better job in an interesting way of like making it more accessible as a TV product than CMLL has for a very long time, at least in the English speaking world. The reason being of like one, there was of course there was Lucha Underground, and now there's what WWE is doing with Corey Graves and JBL and Conan, you know. Corey and JBL, I will say, do well. Conan is totally fine. I think the thing with Conan is such a weird character in wrestling overall, where it's very interesting right now, where he's in a very corporate job. It's been very interesting to see him be in a very corporate job right now and not really like buck too much. But like even at Triple Mania this year, it's like Conan went fucking apeshit, and you know, it's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see that entire world, and I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing to see. I'm not sure. Conan's an interesting character. I'm curious, like how he's gonna stay connected to WWE proper, compared to like any other person that's currently working with AAA, especially since they got rid of Del Rio like very quickly, which was I'm sorry. Sorry to Mexicans who disagree with me, because apparently he was very popular there. It was the right call. It's the right call. If they're, especially for the globalization effort, it's the right call. I feel the same way as like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I still don't know why CMLL, because she's still in the product of Tessa Blanchard. I'm still shocked. I guess she's on TNA also. That's one of those shocking things that's in that world. That more than anything, like the sensibilities of like, little people wrestling is more interesting over there, in the sense of like, I don't know, it's still more popular and stuff. But yeah, like the only one that I've been like, man, this rubs me the wrong way, has been like Tessa Blanchard having a job. I don't know. What can you say? It reminds me when I was watching. I think it was the retirement speech of Jushin Thunder Liger. He's like started praising like Chris Benoit for a second. Why is Del Rio? Alberto? Del Rio? I don't want to go into specifics of what he's done. It's pretty bad. I a no bueno. Like genuinely, like not a good person. Yeah, a lot of crime stuff. So that's why Del Rio is an issue for me personally. I'm not a real fan of what he's done on a personal level. Now as a wrestler, I think like his WWE stuff was whatever. I think him actually as El Patron on Lucha Underground was really fucking good. I'll give him credit where credit's due. Like, I thought he was really good on Lucha Underground. I can't speak on his AAA stuff, because like I with AAA, it's always been like I watched Triple Mania, and that's kind of it. And like, so I can't speak on his run in there, but I will say he was very good on Lucha Underground. But he's a total piece of shit. So no. So that's why I felt like WWE was justified in being like, yeah, we're gonna no more of you as champ. You can go get out of here. It's very different. It's like an actual like serious stuff instead of like, I don't know, Conan being just like a piece of shit. Yeah, you could. Yeah, some essay stuff, a bunch of shit. That's just not great. So that's why. Just major issues. So, but anyway, so that's my watching patterns. So that's why I want to do it on like Monday, because like if I do it on any other day, I'm not gonna watch Raw and like in any capacity until like the weekend. And even then, Raw is just I feel like Raw is just like by the numbers right now. I feel like they're in a weird spot where they have a lot of potential, but like also like the build to WrestleMania is not interesting to me at all. Like, no offense on that show. Like, it's a weird thing where it's like I feel like the booking is better on Raw, and a lot of the wrestlers I like are on SmackDown, so I don't even watch SmackDown. But it's a weird thing. But even then, the booking has been very like tame on Raw, where I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have the Usos are champs. Sure, sounds like. How is the state of WWE? It's a weird thing. I think it's the biggest flaw is it's in the problem that NXT had when it went 2 hours, in the sense, which is Triple H's booking in one simple way of like, he can get very stale with the weekly shows, and that's a major issue. And I think Road Dogg is the SmackDown booker, and it's just nonsense. Like the women's division right now, like the women's champ division right now, it's like they've had Jade Cargill be champ for 100 days without a defense. I understand it's Jade. Like, Jade is like, what a physique, truly amazing, but like can't wrestle worth shit. Can't. So it's a weird thing of like, you have the women's champ not do shit except for be like, I'm number one, I'm the best. And it's like, I get that, but I've seen that character for Jade since what, like 2021 or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of stale in a lot of ways when it comes to WWE. in that capacity. It could be it can build in the right way, but the issue is like it's like they have the best talent in the world. Like I do think AEW also does, but like they really do have like some of the best wrestlers ever right now under their belts, you know? Like they got Sammy, they got Drew, they got they got Braun Breaker, they got like CM Punk still. They still got, all these people, but like when I see like what the build is to their biggest show, what their the Royal Rumble, which is the most casual experience. I think like that, like the Royal Rumble is the show I would be like, hey, check out what wrestling is. This is the show. This is the show that I got into wrestling with the actually I watched the NXT this is as an adult. I watched the NXT takeover. I believe it was Pac as Adrian Neville versus Sami Zayn was the main event. I think that was. It was either that one or the one that Kevin Owens debuted. So it was that, and the Royal Rumble was that 2015 with Roman Reigns. So the dichotomy of like this very small crowd that's super fucking into this shit, and then that Royal Rumble, very weird experience. But I digress. Like that is the show I would show to a casual audience because it will give you an understanding of like, okay, here's all the characters, here's like the roster and some surprises and some fun stuff too, but here's all the characters, here's all their relationships, here's how they play off each other, and then like here is the main story of the year, which is to WrestleMania. The issue with this year is the Royal Rumble was just genuinely stale. In a way that I'm just, so like the build towards it has just been like whatever to me. I understand, and this is maybe a personal thing. I understand people really, really, really liked that promo between Roman and CM Punk. I think it was 2 weeks ago. For me, it is just like every other Roman Reigns promo. I think Punk's still very good on the mic. Like he's still one of the best, but he comes off to me as very meandery. So I got it. I get why people are excited, but for me, Roman Reigns is not an interesting wrestler as a dynamic. He was an interesting character for people to bounce off of. Like I think what he did with Sammy, I think what he did with Jay at the beginning, that stuff was good, genuinely. But like the issue, I don't know. Roman Reigns is just not very dynamic in the ring. He's not around a lot, which is my same issue with Brock as a wrestler for a long time, along with him being boring in the same way. It's just like this weird cyclone of like, I understand having a part-timer who is like a beast, a special attraction. It's the same thing with like Omos. When they bring Omos out on the main roster, it's like, yeah, that's a big ass dude. Like that's a big ass dude that's very intimidating just existing. But like that's, like I'm not making Omos main event WrestleMania right now. That's kind of the difference. So it's it could be better. I think like the most consistently good thing has been like from them right now has been AAA, honestly. Raw's just a mixed bag. There's some great people. I think Braun Breakers has a hernia, but he's fantastic. I think Maxine Dupree's pretty good. I think giving Natalia something to work with finally after I don't know how many years she's been with that company, that's nice. It's good to see her do something because she's still good. I get why people like Becky's stuff a lot right now. It's fine. It's fine. Like Becky's not my favorite wrestler, but I get the appeal. So that's kind of how I feel. It's like all these big builds to stuff that I'm not like super like, wow, this is gonna be crazy. Maybe I'll feel different with the Elimination Chamber. I'm not expecting like anything super shocking. Like I assume it's gonna be Drew against, I don't know, Cody, maybe Sammy, which would be good. Like honestly, Sammy versus Drew would actually be a pretty good match for like the actual belt, you know. But you got to build up Sammy right now, where he's just like consistently losing. I don't know. It's a weird thing. The one bright side, consistently, I will say, Gunther's the best. Gunther's the best wrestler. Like, I appreciate that they are so high on him because he's the best. I don't know. That's how I feel about Gunther. Like, good for Gunther because he's earned it. That, you know, it's not. I don't think I'm enjoying every, like, the John Cena match. It was fine. It was whatever, but the build towards it was whatever. Him beating AJ is like, or retiring AJ is such a mixed bag in the sense of like, AJ's like probably one of the best stars that's been around, period. But in WWE, like, he has really established himself as like a like one of their best, you know. And somebody who can work in every capacity as both a great heel, a good baby face, a champion, and every capacity, you know, like that's AJ Styles in a lot of ways. So like him wanting to retire or whatever he's want to do, go for it, bud. You know, if you want to go to AEW or TNA or wherever, or you're just done, hey, he earned it. But I think the build towards that, you know, and that's kind of the thing of like the best people in the company. That, like, this is the best roster they've ever had, I would say. And honestly, I usually consistently say that, but like they have the best roster they've ever had, and still not a great. It's fine. So, real quick, let's go over like what actually happened this week. While we're here, because that's why I want the wrestling this to be, is a focus on, you know, what's happening in the weeklies. But that's WWE in a nutshell. AEW has been consistently good. You know, I think like they had the best show this week that I watched. You know, let's see. I'm just trying to remember. Let's see. Because Raw was so long ago. I'm trying to remember matches that actually mattered. Let's see. This was the one part I should have. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was the masked assailant. Who gives a shit? That's one of those y'all. Where are we in life? What are we doing? LA Knight being champ or winning for the Elimination Chamber. That's fine. He should be there. That's fine. I gotta say, LA Knight, I didn't realize was so anti-Trump in a way that I'm like, oh, good for you, bud. Like, good for you. Most of the people who have come out have been like, yeah. LA Knight was the one person I was like, oh, you're okay. Good for you, man. That makes sense for you, but I didn't expect it. You know, I didn't expect you to be so based. CM Punk, Finn Balor. I think, like, you know, if Finn Balor becomes champ, that's cool. I am not like, it's a weird thing where it's like, yeah, I do think he should be in that discussion. He's only been champ once, and he's one of the best. But it's also whatever. AJ Lee returns is like the most like, That's cool. That's cool. It makes sense for WrestleMania. It makes sense that she probably doesn't want to make her like debut at the Royal Rumble, which has been like her first women's only match in Saudi Arabia. So I get her skipping that and then wanting to move towards just having a feud with Becky. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And Usos having the belts. I don't know what they're doing with the storyline, because it's like I'm kind of confused of like what they're trying to do with like the motivations of both of them, which is fine. They can keep it ambiguous, but it's also like maybe this means nothing. I don't even know. It's whatever. It's really it's genuinely whatever. Yeah, that's mostly what happened. Oh yeah, there was Stephanie Vicaire segment. Solid as per usual. Stephanie's interesting because like Stephanie is a really good wrestler. But she's like the one champ that I've been like, wow, her English it's tough. You know, she's doing her best. I don't want to be like dismissive of like the work she's done because like fuck me, it's tough. But she's really doing it. So that's what happened on that's what happened on whatchamacallit, on Raw for the most part. Natty did her character reveal. I mean, she's done her character in like AAA and shit, so she's been doing that. It was fine. Did not watch NXT. We're not gonna talk about NXT. Oh yeah, like there was a lot going on in AEW because there was two big shows. I think, for both shows, I do think like Takeshita, Jon Moxley, very good. I think those guys, God, Takeshita's such a good wrestler. And Jon Moxley is very fantastic, especially this year, or for the last couple months. I think he's been on like a really, really major stride. I think his championship run was, or his main championship run was whatever. But the dynamic they have right now of him being a babyface and leader of a heel faction, I think is like actually working really well. And that's like a tough thing to pull, of like you have it makes sense for what they're doing with him. It's really smart. It's just like it's a tough thing that they're doing. It just works on a really good meta level and like what Jon Moxley is supposed to represent for AEW and shit. So both those matches were good. The tag was good. The whatchamacallit, the singles match that they had, also very good. Good guys. Kyle Fletcher versus Ciampa was surprising. I think that's cool. I think that's okay to have like a quick change of championship. I think, like Ciampa's a great wrestler. I think realizing like how quickly like, hey, this guy's like one of the best, and forcing people to recognize that. I think also like giving Kyle Fletcher more time with that championship is totally fine too. Really good match. Man, I don't even remember Orange Cassidy, Roderick. Sorry. I don't even remember that match. Young Bucks versus the Rascals was good. That's how it goes. That's how it goes with those guys. And then Tekla versus Chris makes sense. I think Tekla being women's champ is the right call. It's the right freaking call,